So what's up, guys? Welcome to the great Drytron call. I am joined by Sam
Yo, what's up?
and Francis.
Yo, what's up?
And Francis will provide the decklist that he and Sam both are playing and both are building on for you guys today. So, yeah, anything else you guys want to say or introduce?
Yeah, I played 3 DB tournaments. I won all 3 of them, but the lists over the tournaments changed like extremely. Some you want to say something?
Not really. It's just like the testing of the deck has gone like we added cards, we got cards, we played like so many different stuff.
Yeah, and I
think this is like a good way.
Yeah, and I will show what cards we changed, and I would say we go in with. So
yeah, I'm gonna click on
you.
You can turn the cards around.
So for the Drytron,
they're upside down for us now.
Yeah.
The DB deck profile, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, for the Drytron cards, we 3 Nova, 3 Fafnir, 3 Emergency, the 1 Foolish, and then for the name itself, 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 2 Delta, and the 1 Dawn Knight.
Okay.
I don't think here's something that surprises really that much. I think these are all pretty standard because Alpha and Zeta are the best ones. The only thing you can talk about is like playing 2 Gamma, but we wanted to keep the list at 40.
Yeah, we played 2 Gamma for a long time, but like it's really not necessary. Like the only thing that might be in my considerations, like cutting like one worse card for a beta. If people are gonna play like more DD Crow, more Aqueros, more Psycho Reader, stuff like that. But right now, I feel like this ratio is like perfect.
Yeah, worked for me out like every time. I did not change anything on these ratios. Maybe I once played 2 Gamma, but like my Gamma never got banished by DD Crow or Hakero. Most of the time the ritual got removed.
Yeah, it's just literally like what card is better, and the better cards we play 3 of, and the worst card we play less.
Yeah.
So 2 Delta because it's worse than Alpha and Zeta, and 1 Gamma because it's worse than Delta.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's everything for the Drytrons. Then the ritual stuff, obviously, we prep.
You turned them around again.
The 3 prep.
Yeah.
The 1 ritual spell. I don't think right now it's necessary to play more than 1.
Okay.
Then we added like for the newest edition is the Draconid. He for me came like always really good. I summoned him not that many times, but the additional ritual name was like really good because it keep going. It allowed me to keep going playing. Some for you?
Yeah, it's I also like I don't think the card's in the deck to be summoned. It's like it's a cool card to summon and it can apply a lot of pressure. But the fact that it's like a ritual which you can search with Alpha, which is also a Drytron name that you can like discard with anything, and then like there's like cool stuff you can do like in a grind game where you can just keep retrieving the ritual spell, keep retrieving Gamma, keep summoning this card, and just keep applying pressure that way. So I think it's a good addition, and I don't think it should be cut.
Yeah, like really often when we were top decking me, my opponent, and I top decked this, it was like really good because then my Drytron engine kept going, and I could start really grind again, and most of the time I won that. Then of course the 1 ultimateness. Yeah, we'll come to that later. 1 bent Natasha, and obviously comes the most important card.
Fun fairy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think here's much to say. The only card you can talk about is the Mission.
Makes sense.
Yeah, all the other cards are just way too good.
Yeah, all the other cards are way too. And then for fairies and hand traps, we have the Cyber Petite.
You're doing it again.
We have the Cyber Petite, the Manju, and the Ruler. So we still play the Ruler. Some thought about cutting it, but in my opinion, it's like if we go game 1 first, like Ruler won me like so many game 1s because my opponent can't out it. And after game 1, you just set up the ultimateness with negates. But in game 1, I think the Ruler is just way better than the ultimate.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Then obviously the 1 Eva. and then for hand traps, the 3 orange lights, 3 ashes.
Right.
At the begin, so at the first list, we did not play ashes because we built it like really combo heavy. So in that list, we played like Chaos Valkyrie and these 2 main deck, and Terra and Coldby. So we tried to really combo hard and with the Chaos Valkyrie to extend like into carrier. But our view on the deck changed because you don't have to look at it like a full combo deck, like for example Danger Thunder. It's like more like a hybrid where you can play control or hard combo. And I think in that case, Ash is like the best hand trap because it's not against every deck bad, but it's not broken against every deck. So it's like it hits every deck in the format right now. And in the mirror match, sometimes if the opponent draws like really bad hands, Ash can stop like the turn from the opponent.
I think the thing with Ash also is like we're in a format right now where there's no real extremely big combo deck. Like both Drytron and Virtual World can be like actually stopped from their whole turn by 1 Ash if they have like an awkward hand, which comes up. So I think Ash can be main deck this in like these kind of decks right now.
Safe. Like so many times what was so good, and today at locals, I lost game 1, I think against Sam because he had Ash on my Nova and the rest of my hand was brick.
Yeah.
I think that's for the main deck.
Hand traps
for
making a comeback.
Huh?
Hand traps are making a comeback.
Yeah. The Ash was like really good.
Yeah, Ash is actually really good this format.
Then for the extra deck of the Link Combo and Anima. And on Unit Carrier. At the begin, we played 2 carrier, but after like first few days testing, we kicked it and played Almirage for Dolphin, but I think some kicked the Dolphin as well, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But some will come to that later when we have the side deck. Then obviously the Herald of Mirage Lights, because if you're open like Nova and Zeta and Alpha, or Alpha, you end on Mirage Lights plus
Right.
the Geonator. She was really good for me, like so many times, especially in combination with the IP, because I summed them like Geonator in the top zone and IP in this zone. And then I linked into access code, and they can't do shit because protects the access code and Geonator protects the IP getting destroyed.
Nice.
You didn't play the IP, right?
No, I played All Mirage today instead of IP. But that was the wrong choice. IP is way better in that case.
Yeah. Then the Nightmares. I don't think it's much to say. These you sum most of the time. This comes ready up. But like every time when I sum these, I draw at least like cards because it's like so easy to co-link them. Like you have Link Rebop here, and then you sum X, and then do something with Natasha, and link into the Unicorn, and then you easily link climb and draw cards over all of them.
Nice.
And then for the rank 4s, the access code and Power Sword. Like access code, I summed him like in all the games at the tournament or at locals today, like maybe 4 or 5 times. Like Boris Sword comes from me more often up because better with him to OTK. With access code, you just clear the board. And in some rare cases you can OTK, but if you sum Boris Sword, you OTK to the like 99% of the.
Yeah, if you can make Boros for you win the game. That's basically it.
Like even if you have four Drytrons and like Link Rebo, and you go into Boros Sword and have 1 Drytron, it's like always the OTK.
Yeah.
And then for the Xyz, the 1 Fuko, Lyrillist, Downer, and Zeus. So I did not play the Almirage. I played instead the Fuko. It was like really good for me. Just if you get like drawed, just sum this and you can't die the turn.
Yeah.
I think to Downer and Zeus is not much to say. Like Downer is like really good to get like 4 material Zeus with Lyrillist. And I don't think I've said too much about Lyrillist because she's really good. She can attack directly. Yeah. Anything from you?
I think like the best card in this extra deck is like, or one of the best cards, the Fucho, because it's like the main thing this deck loses to is draw, and if you get drawn and you can make the Fucho, like it depends on the player you're playing against, because if they summon everything in attack and you have to use your Fuko effect, it's like a dead card. But I played like a bunch of times where I get drawn, I summon the Fucho, use its effect, they can't out it, and then they have like a monster in defense, and I can just like switch Fucho to attack, swing into the defense monster, like bait Zeus, and then they always will have to do something, unlike the Summon of Downer Magician. It like baits a lot of stuff, and I think it's just a really good card.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the extra deck. Like nothing I would change right now. Like every card came up for me at least once. Even today at the local, I sound like everything. And yeah.
Yeah, same.
Nice deck.
So for the side deck, the one Lancia, for which world you can search it. In the first build, we even played one Lancia in the main deck, but it shifted shortly after into the side. Then 2 Cycle Reader for the mirror match can be really good, and it's even good against like Eldritch to get rid of the Lords in the Grave. And then the 3 Droughts, of course, for the so these are the only monsters we play. I did not play the Dolphins. I think some played them.
Yeah, I played them today. And it's like I really lost interest in them. Basically, the thing with the Dolphin, in my opinion, is like the best normal summon in your deck is, of course, game 1 Ruler, but game 2 you can apply like a bunch of pressure with the Manju, like either getting a search for another Benten or like the ritual spell if you don't have it yet. And I think like the Dolphin is a cool side deck against draw, but like the maths that you first open Dolphin and they have draw, like that is a 10% chance of happening, and it just is way too low for me to like, because if you summon Dolphin and you check their hand and they have like nothing, then it's just like a wasted Manju normal summon, and it's just, I don't know, it's way too awkward for me. And you can just take the draw one turn, sit on the Fuji, and win from there.
Yeah, and like in your match versus Bruce, you top deck like a Dolphin twice in a row.
Yeah,
and it was both of the time just dead.
It's extremely good like in your opening hand, and of course if your opponent opens draw, it's good in the hand knowledge also is like a huge thing, because if you see they have like Dark Root or Dropless, you can like be conservative with your cards and keep them in hand. But yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. It's just like 1 extra deck spot, 3 side deck spots, bad top decks late game. It's just not worth it for me.
Yeah, that's so I played them like once, but I was not there. I don't thought they would be that good, and they wasn't that good.
Yeah,
they were like really bad, because you want to normally some margin in game 2 and 3 to fill up your hand with fairies. Then for the spells, the one called by, I really liked it. I saw it so many times, like stick to my hand today. And
well,
at the DB tournaments. Then the talents for Go First, I always sided them in for the ashes in game 2 when I knew I go first, and the called by for the somehow was the talents for you.
I sided in once. It was against a Prankits dude. He trolled me, so I made Fuji. I activated talents, and he had like 1 starter. So it's like it's again the hand knowledge that you don't have from Dolphin that you can side the talents for. And yeah, I think it's like one of those really flexy cards, because it's really good going second against certain matches. Like I sided in against Adamant Spader going second, where that card also just wins the game by stealing a monster. Just a really good card. I think it deserves its spot.
Yeah, I like them even against the Dragoon decks, because then you just snatch the Dragoon.
Yeah.
And like link it off. But the problem is why I think Dolphin can be good. Like if you get rolled and you have the talents in hand, you have only the option to look into their hand. But with Dolphin, you can look on their hand and maybe rip out the roll in full combat.
Yeah.
Then for back row removal, 3 Twin Twister. At the beginning, I played the Lightning Storms, but I think in this format right now, I like the fact that Twin Twister is chainable. I think that makes the card way better. And in this deck, you don't care if you discard like a Drytron or like anything, because if you discard a Drytron, you can just use it for Drytron you have. Yeah, I don't think the discard matters that much in this deck. And the fact that Twin is chainable makes him so good. And then the Duster reboot. Some.
Yeah, just blowout. I've like, I think the last 3 formats I've always played like Twin or Cosmic over Lightning Storm. Mainly because I just really like the fact that it's chainable with Eldlik in the format. Even though like it's, I don't know, I think just the Twister is like better than Storm in decks that can abuse it, like discarding Drytrons and stuff. Or like Adamant Spader discarding Crusader, for that example.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the same thing for this deck.
Yeah, sure, I can see the upside of the Lightning Storm because you pop their whole back row. But in my opinion, Twin Twister is just still the better right now, especially in this deck, because you don't care about the discard, and it's not a neck it's not a neck one. Like you go most of the time, especially if you have like Ben 10 in hand, it's like big up. I think that's everything.
Anything else you guys want to add to that? Best deck?
Yeah, I think this format does not have a clear best deck. I think Eldritch or any Eldritch variant, the Drytron deck and the Virtual spot share all the tier 1 spot. And I don't think one deck is better than the other. I think they are all on the same power level.
And they all can like beat each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like like the top 3 can beat each other, but if as soon as the Drytron XYZs get released, I think that will shift extremely.
Yeah, that XYZ is pretty strong. Right, Tom, anything else you wanna say?
Not really. I think the deck's in a really good spot right now. I think like you have so many options, and that's why I think this deck is the best option for this format. Like being able to play every Nightmare, being able to play Zeus in your deck, being able to like put up a unbreakable board with Ruler, and have like hand traps that you can play in engine. It's just a really good option. So that's why I play it.
Yeah, here. So I show you like now the basic combo with the deck, like how you end on Ruler plus the Mirage Light. For that you need like Nova and either Zeta or Alpha. So we started off with Nova, where we go into Alpha.
One quick thing here, like summon these guys in attack. Like every time you can summon them in attack, you should. Like,
that's true. Even with Gamma.
Like Gamma and Nova summon in attack, and sometimes it really comes up. So.
That's good for Inspector Border decks.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're all 2K, so you crash. Then with some Link Rebuild, you use the Alpha effect, ditch the Zeta, search the best cards, Ben 10. Then we use Zeta, ditch the Ben 10, add to our hand the Ritual Spell, and
Ben 10 adds Ben 10 because it's fair.
Yeah, because some loops. Then we link the one off into the Anima. And if you don't know, like, if you don't have access to the Ritual Spell, but you get to, like, Carrier up here, and you have a link 1, you can make Anima in that zone and equip the Carrier to it, and then the Dawn Knight's the resource.
Okay. You can still, like, remove your Carrier from the field.
Then Carrier target itself.
Yeah. You make the Anima to get 2 Darks on the field, and then you can make Carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Equip the Dawn Knight, then we use Ritual Spell of the Benton, then Dawn Knight triggers, sends the Gamma. Then we use the Gamma in the grave. Here you have to tribute the Benton in your hand because you need the additional body on the field.
Okay.
Then Gamma resolves. Then we use Benton, and at this point you search Ruler. Because now you use the Ritual Spell, make like one of these, okay? use the ritual spell. Now you tribute one. Okay. Summon a Benten from grave, and now you just tribute some both for the ruler, both trigger, get orange light and Eva. Then you can link these two off.
For the Herald link.
Yeah, exactly. And now, like, you have till 3 cards in your hand, so there could be anything. Maybe another extender. If you would have drawn, like, prep, or had prep in your hand, you could, like, even end on the ultimate field.
Yeah, the Herald of Ultimateness.
Yeah.
Yeah, some other thing, if you open, like, another name, because, like, open emergency in those 3 cards or something, you can still end on IP with another Drytron body on it.
Yeah.
So instead of having, like, the spell and trap negate, you have a bounce, which in some scenarios is better. But
Yeah, and, like, sometimes you just end on, like, a ruler plus 1 Drytron, and then you have the 1 link creep on grave, but always let the creeper stay in grave until your opponent's turn, because maybe they have Dark Ruler, and if yes, they Dark Ruler your board, and then you can, after that, link Rebo and still protect your ruler from...
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Very solid and scary deck. All right, any closing thoughts?
Some?
Not really. I think it's just keep playing the deck, keep evolving it. There's like 20,000 different ways to play this deck. You have like Mega Lit and stuff, and it's still like in building state, I think, the whole deck. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes from here.
Yeah,
that's what this deck's gonna do.
So many options, and there's even more cards coming out. So
yeah, that's the fact I like about this deck. Like compared to Virtual World, in Virtual World you have like 33 cards that are set, and so you can play like 7 cards you want to play, and that, like, if you go on an event, and even like in Blazing Vortex, I think Virtual World get their last support cards, the Reborn and the Nyan level 6, and then you will have like 35 cards that are set in the deck and 5 flex spots, and if you play against like Virtual World, you know already 35 cards of the deck, so that's like point of the deck. I don't.
Yeah, and with this deck, it's still a surprise what the hell is gonna happen.
Yeah, right. You can play like 20 different variants.
Thank you for the quick showcase, combo guide, deck list. If you want to, learn to play this deck, this video is very good. If you want to learn to beat this deck, I also have a video up on my channel where I explain all the choke points and what to side against it. And if you are gonna play the deck, it's also pretty good to watch that video so that you kind of know where you die yourself, which is also always informative. Yeah. I think this was the video on my channel where I said the least ever. So no, all jokes aside, thank you guys for this very cool showcase, and I really hope that this is useful for a lot of people that are struggling with the deck. Definitely the cleanest way to play it right now, and I think, yeah, I really like that, why would you go all combo, like you said earlier? Like, this is completely fine and already strong enough.
Exactly.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below. If you want to watch some test this deck on his stream, I have his Twitch link in the comment section where I and Francis also chill. So check us out there, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
For sure.
Bye.